Jaguar Wright. Hey, Jag, what's going on?
What's going on, Z Banger? It's been a minute.
Okay, yes, it has been a minute, Jag. Definitely want to tap in with you. We got Miss Marla up here. Miss Marla, hey, what's going on, Miss Marla?
Hey, everybody. And Jaguar, it's very nice to meet you virtually.
Lovely
This
to
is
meet
our
you virtually as well.
this is our first encounter, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's lovely to make your acquaintance as well.
All right. Well, I'm anxious to hear, you're a truth spewer. So it will be very interesting for us to hear your perspective on the events of the day.
So you got to understand, I've been watching this monster get away with murder for years. And no one said nothing. No one did nothing. They just kept taking his money and going his little freak offs. See? And then I started encouraging certain young people not to go don't go down that road. Don't go to that party. And I was punished for it. Then I started just going into parties and taking people out of parties, see. And then I was vilified.
Talking about Diddy parties?
Yeah. They're all Diddy parties.
They all Diddy parties.
They're
Okay.
all Diddy parties. You been to a Rick Ross party, you've been to a Diddy party.
Huh?
You've been to a Khaled party, you've been to a Diddy party.
Wait a minute. You said you
You've
been
been
to a
to a
Rick.
Dwayne Wade party. You've been to a Diddy party. You've been to a Will Smith party. You've been to a Diddy party. You've been to a Dwayne Martin, but you've been to a Diddy party. They all Diddy parties.
Oh my God.
To a Meek Mill's party.
What?
Ain't no party like a Meek Milk party because a Meek Milk party don't stop. Expensive pain in your ass. It was very expensive in your ass. A lot of people
Damn,
owe me
Jag.
apology. A lot of people owe me apology. A lot of people owe me some money. You know, it's one thing to know that people are willing to lie for money. It's the motherfuckers that really ain't getting shit out of this other than just having an opposing voice against me.
Now you know why that is. I mean, in other words, I know you're not a stranger to the industry, and I got to just jump in. And what's burning me that I have to ask you
Yeah.
is your courage, because we know what the industry is. That is the industry, and the things that go unspoken and the things that go unsaid, but the things that those in the industry know. And here you are, literally with truth of experience and just knowing, being there. So where's the courage?
The
How
burden.
did you okay, that's what I want you to explain quickly.
The shit, I just wanted to make music. Do beautiful shit. Make people happy.
Hmm.
Live my life. Maybe be a grandmother one day. Start a museum. Retire in my jazz club in France. It was a lovely plan. And guess what? If I had made the same choices that Jennifer Hudson made, that plan would have went just like that. But I didn't. And I still lost anyway. See, that's the thing that the people don't understand when it comes to the Shluminati. It doesn't give you anything. It loans and it takes. See, that's why you want to know my courage?
Yeah,
God.
absolutely. Hmm.
God. I think people are more incensed by the fact that I say these things without shame, without fear. And I can do that because I know I'm saying the truth and I know that God protects that. He blesses that. I knew the day that I started running my mouth, I was going to have to walk away from and divorce myself from everything that ever mattered to walk this out. Because the second that you step out into this, ain't no turning back.
Facts.
You get two choices: live by it or die by it. You got two more choices: stand against it or fall with it.
Mm,
Don't nobody want to listen to old Jag. Oh no. Jag
mm.
jealous, Jag crazy. Jag, oh, she just mad. Yeah, all them bitches who was talking that shit. Yeah. She just jealous that she wasn't Kathy. Are you saying Cassie? Are you saying that now?
Mm.
How lucky you think she is now?
I think we're forgetting that at the end of the day, in a lot of cases, it's everyone else who puts these people on a pedestal. Let's just keep that all the way real. It gets bigger than the talent. Everybody else puts you on a pedestal, but this darkness is who you are. Now you have power to walk in broad daylight with your fuckery. That's what happens because that's what the industry gives permission to. That's what it all really boils down to. So to me, my thing is, it's not. You're not looking. at all the time. Like, you have Jaguar on here who's basically saying, look, she's talented. She's got all these things, but in reality, her own soul was not, she wouldn't sell her own soul, period, to be able to go along to get along.
Actually, that's not accurate.
Okay, what's the accurate truth?
I did.
Oh, you did sell your soul.
I
Okay,
just
well,
fought for it back.
okay, all right. Well,
The
I
day you
appreciate.
signed that contract.
Yeah,
that's it. That's your day.
Which with that in mind, it's even more astonishing to me that, I guess, not to mention the fact it's clear that the fear of your speaking out because you do have credibility based on your experience is the problem for you.
I got more than credibility, honey. I got facts. I got receipts. Every time they try to prove I'm a liar, they go find out something else true.
So, Jag, what would you like ultimately? Because obviously you have the truth. So the truth is not even. I mean, is it just a day of reckoning where people can stop?
Oh, honey, there needs to be a reckoning.
But I'm asking you, what's your objective? Like for you?
Well, my objective is to eradicate the Seans off the face of the earth and put them in a hole so they can sit there and keep their demons company in peace, away from society. See, I'm about to say some things that are about to upset a lot of people. I apologize to your platform, Z-Banger. You about to get shadow banned. Today, for me, this is the first day of Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa is a multi-day giving event. It's day one for me, right here on the brink of the actual new year by True Lunar Calendar. See, I told Sean, if I can't get you, I'm going to get the nigga that's closest to you. Turns out that just happened to be Diddy.
Hey, Sean, you talking about Sean?
I was just about to go there. And she also said Sean's in plural. I heard that too. So go ahead and let us know.
Sean Carter, to be exact. You're not fooling anybody. I came to rain on your parade. I came to shit all over your little fucking party. Because while you're sitting there excited that Diddy is being lined up, we both know you did it. This is you. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. That's why he dangling Kathy White over your head right now.
Editor from Star Magazine found out that Kathy White had suddenly passed away. She was completely shocked and immediately wondered if this was not a coincidence. Sources close to Kathy were able to divulge that Kathy had gone to Jay-Z to let him know that she was considering coming forward and sharing her side of the story and her truth of what has been going on between the two of them. Within days of Jay-Z allegedly learning that his alleged mistress was going to come forward and expose their ongoing affair, on August 28th of 2011, Beyonce and Jay-Z announced that they were pregnant with their first child. And they announced this at the VMAs. On September 1st of 2011, just days after Jay-Z and Beyonce had announced that they were pregnant, Kathy White would no longer be alive. There are conflicting reports on the state in which Kathy White was found on that very tragic day. Some sources say she was found unresponsive in her New York apartment, while other sources say that there was a 911 call that came from Kathy's apartment. And when paramedics arrived, they took Kathy White to the hospital because she was extremely ill and then was later pronounced unalive in the hospital. Kathy White's autopsy and toxicology were never released to the public, but ultimately the manner in which Kathy passed was ruled to have been caused by a brain aneurysm. It was also heavily speculated that Kathy White was pregnant with Jay-Z's child at the time of her passing, but with the autopsy never being released, it's not possible for us to confirm that information. If this woman was pregnant, that just makes everything that much more tragic, but I just was not able to find definitive proof or confirmation of this detail, so I will just leave it at that. With Kathy being such a young and healthy woman, it is very shocking to hear that this was the way that she passed. This editor at Star Magazine, Liz, continued to dig into this situation despite the fact that Kathy had passed away and despite the fact that her boss urged her not to continue looking into the situation. While doing her research, Liz allegedly discovered that Jay-Z, the self-proclaimed king of New York, has many NYPD officials in his back pocket. Liz also allegedly discovered that there was a decent amount of coroners in New York City who were willing to rule a very obvious suspicious passing or unaliving as a natural passing for the right amount of cash. Now, I want to talk about one of the biggest theories that I've seen people speculate about online about this entire situation and why it happened in the way that it happened. And again, this is just speculation. I'm not saying that this is facts. Speculation. Many speculated that Beyonce and Jay-Z used a surrogate to get pregnant with their daughter Blue Ivy. And while of course using a surrogate is most certainly not controversial in the slightest, many were speculating simply from this clip right here that Beyonce was using a fake bump to appear as though she was pregnant.
First, there was some speculation about the varying sizes of her baby bump, but ever since her recent interview on Sunday Night HD, there's been a whole new wave of people saying what must have been a fake baby bump visually collapsed as she sat down. I admit, that did look weird, but maybe it was a weird camera angle, or maybe she wears extra padding to keep her due date a secret.
Because of the way that Beyonce's belly folded when she sat down, many believed that there was no way that that was a real baby bump. There was so much speculation about this situation that even Wendy Williams did an experiment with her audience to see if other pregnant women's bellies folded like that when they sat down.
Beyonce recently, like last Sunday, appeared on an Australian show. And when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled.
The reason that I bring this up though is because if Beyonce and Jay-Z were having a baby via a surrogate, it would be a little odd to announce that they were physically with child, unless the House of Carter was trying to cause a massive media PR frenzy to take all of the media attention away from the woman who was just recently alleged in the press to be Jay-Z's mistress mysteriously passing away. Well, obviously that is just speculation and maybe a little bit of conspiracy, but if it was their intention to take the media attention off of anyone potentially running a story about Jay-Z's mistress passing away, it most certainly worked, because the media and the press were completely zeroed in on Beyonce and Jay-Z's pregnancy from the moment it was announced to the moment that Blue Ivy made her arrival. And at least I know, I personally never even heard about Kathy White until this whole P. Diddy stuff started flipping everything on its head.
You fucking punk me, bitch. You will never fight a man out front, always in the back like a hoe. You pretend to be people's friends like you did with Lamont Coleman and come to line up. Shit, before that, D. Haven. And you come for the lineup. I don't think you ever did anybody dirtier than you did Dame. You took his love and you took his life. But the way you did R. Kelly, how you silently financially backed that fucking surviving bullshit. You fucked every little bitch he did. You nasty motherfucker. And you think you're just gonna line up Diddy and ain't nobody gonna call you? I'm calling you out, bitch. It's your day. It's first day of Kwanzaa for me. Your days are numbered, you fucking big lip bitch. Kathy White, Kathy White, Kathy White, Kathy White.
So, Jag, do you mind if I interrupt just for a second to talk strictly
Sure,
to you?
go ahead.
Oh, I really want to have I want you to talk to me like I know nothing.
Talk, baby.
What I know is, of course, my introduction or my history in the industry is very different than yours. So being married to my husband who sings in Take Six, and then having Moniece on Love and Hip Hop, and of course being in it. But for you said something huge to me a few seconds ago, probably, when you talked about, you actually had to fight for your soul back. Yeah. So when I hear you, so my question to you, or what I would love to know from you is, first of all, what woke you up? That would be my first question. What got you to the point where you were like, this is just Was it a flash of a thing, or was it just saturation, or
Yeah,
were
the
you
night
just
that I
tired?
figured out that they intentionally killed Aaliyah.
Okay, so that was a flashpoint. That was it for you.
Yeah, that was Hiroshima.
So do you feel like that the stress, do you feel like that the industry and what you've endured, because rightfully so, but I do hear so much, there's so much anger. So do you feel like that
I got a lot to be angry about.
I agree, but I mean, I hear you. I'm validating that. But what I'm asking you is that with all of this and, your exposure of this and your truth really, and just basically just saying, I'm done, with the cover up BS, and here's the truth, and here's the things that I experienced.
Yeah.
And so, do you feel like the industry has flipped you in a way that it's almost that this information has almost driven you to a breaking point of no return? That's my question.
If you're asking me if I'm out of my mind, absolutely not. I'm in all
No, no,
my
no.
faculties.
Listen. I ask very direct questions, and I do have my children who are, my son is schizophrenic, so I know you're not out of your mind. Or if I thought that, I would just straight out say, "Hey, Jazz, do you think you're crazy?" I would say that. So that's not what I'm asking at all. I'm just saying, having a truth and experiencing what you've experienced and being discounted and being, diminished and being
Oh,
told
honey,
that
I was
being
being
told that you're crazy.
discounted and diminished before I started speaking out.
Right.
That's
Okay.
called being blackballed. It's happened to me on several occasions. It's funny, they do it, and I've become more popular.
Right. That's what I was asking. I was really asking you how this has affected you personally, and is
It made me tough. It made me
so
calculated.
it brought out more fight essentially, and basically you're not about to just bury me is the thing. Is
Oh,
that
well, they
accurate?
can't. They can't. See, I did something that they didn't notice. People say Jaguar Wright all the time. My name is probably one of the most spoken names in the United States and worldwide.
Jag, what's your vision? That's a real question. So what if you could jag the situation fully to turn it out the way that you would hope that it would be beneficial, or the way that it looks in your mind? What does that vision look like for you? What would the
The
industry be
government,
if you could okay.
the government allowing me to put together a special committee slash task force to stand as a human resources representative for anyone in entertainment or sports who is sexualized in a manner which is inappropriate, harassed, or worse. See, I want cruelty free artistry. I want a song that didn't start with a tear. I want cruelty free artistry. If the United States government has sanctioned the FDA and all of that shit to do animal cruelty free products, why can't music be cruelty free?
It's the most exploitive industry on the planet Earth.
And there's no one to go to because the people that are in charge are the very people that will tell you take some more and shut the fuck up. There's no one to turn to. To the owner of the record label, he hired these people so he doesn't have to talk to you and know what they did to get that money for him. When your boss is R wording you, but you under contract and your manager says you gotta finish it out,
Damn.
and he gets you more than once. Who do you turn to? Police? If they got enough money, that's going away. Who do you turn to? Now they know you'll go to the police. Now they gonna treat you harder. Who do you turn to? We need a committee that is set up specifically for this oversight. So we don't have witnesses that don't come forward for 20 years because they're afraid for their life. So women who are sitting in a nightclub minding their own business, who get popped in their face, get instant reparations. We do this to stop the Diddy flavor fuck offs. Look what it done for Usher. Look what it done for Justin Bieber. Sucking off Odell Beckham with Trey Songz playing Lookout. Nigga. Ain't no party like a Diddy party because the Diddy party can't stop, won't stop.
The thing I have to say is this, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make a comment, and this is of course Jag's not saying anything about this, but I need for people, when this amount of truth gets spoken, because it's something that you choose to believe differently. I do resent the calling somebody crazy, and I resent that. And I know she doesn't need any defense, so this is not a defense. But what I'm saying is, either you want to hear and have your eyes open to something, or And then when something like this hits and everybody's like, what the hell? Oh, holy shit. Then you go back. But the reality is, which is why I'm asking her what her vision is. Because do you even see, Jag, that do you think that there's a possibility that there can really be an industry without these tenants? Can the industry of art, because that's the crazy part about it.
If there is oversight, I believe it's a great possibility.
Okay.
What do you think Harvey Weinstein would have done all that he did if there was an oversight committee like that? That was government sanctioned
Yeah, but how are you gonna get the point about it
with a
all is you
special prosecutor
but it's
and
the
a counseling
power.
staff.
It's the power, which is why the industry is what the industry is. Of course not. If there was oversight, but you don't oversee that kind of. Look at what's going on right now. Turn your TV on.
Why don't you oversee it?
We should, but what I'm
You
saying to you
oversee food, you oversee
I
drugs,
I
you
get it,
oversee
but
all of these other things. And guess what? Entertainment is 10 times more potent than all of that.
it is.
It
But
needs
that's
oversight.
who, how, what, and when is all I'm saying.
People
I'm
need
a
to be selected to sit on the board. They need to be thoroughly vetted. They need to all take psychological evaluations to make sure that they're in the emotional headspace to be able to work on such a committee, because that would be a great responsibility. Because I guarantee you, the second that such a thing ever exists, you're going to have about 5,000 witnesses come forward within the first 2 weeks.
that's real because people have been anybody who goes into the industry, you're almost indoctrinated that this is the stuff that you have to deal with to even be a part. Facts.
And the more you deal with, the more they reward you.
Please inform them that when you first get in, number one, or sign or do whatever you're doing. In other words, it's not instant. You're excited
No,
about what you're doing, but you're tested as to where
it's
you
a
will go.
gradual
Absolutely.
process.
I want you to share that.
It's
I
called
want you to share
grooming.
that. Yeah. Because I
You
think people
get
get messed
rewarded
up.
for keeping secrets.
Hmm.
You get asked to pick
Hmm.
fights with people you don't necessarily have a problem with. They test you. They test your limits. They see if you have integrity. They see where there's cracks in it. They study you, and they always assign you a friend, a personal assistant, personal manager, a trainer, talking to you and reporting back everything you say. The incessant snooping, the constant lies, shadow conversations, code words.
So let me ask you this question, Jack. Do you believe Diddy can bring anybody else down with him?
Oh, yeah, the entire industry.
The entire industry.
Absolutely.
Shit. Suge wasn't nothing but an errand boy compared to Diddy. Starting with Kathy White, because I think he's finally starting to figure out that his dear beloved Sean Carter is lining him up. You better tell him about Kathy, Diddy. She was pregnant by Jay-Z before she died.
Jag, are you worried about your safety? Real
Oh, I
question.
stopped worrying about my safety a long time ago.
The interesting thing to me is to see for the public to see that you're untouchable until they decide that you're touchable.
Oh,
And and
everybody is
and and
touchable.
and that's the point. That is the
They didn't
point. That
learn that with Kanye. They didn't get the message with Bill Cosby.
Damn, I mean, they raided his home. They got tapes of niggas. All type of
Yeah,
shit might come out now.
yeah, I can't wait. Nick Cannon must be a little nervous.
Wait, what? That's something new to me. Nick Cannon.
He might be a little nervous. Wait till y'all get a whiff of Naomi Campbell asshole. It's
Jack,
time
I'm gonna
for an
tell you. I'm gonna tell
all-around.
you what you told me when everything first broke with Diddy. When he first paid the first girl that came out, me and you had a
Cassie,
conversation. You told me that it's not over because what she made in her statements on paper is going to come back to bite Diddy in the ass.
that was forced onto record like it hasn't been done before, which corroborated damn near everything I've said in the past 4 motherfucking years. My. They took themselves down. They made choices. We all made choices. Ain't no victims here. Not even the victims. We all made choices. It just doesn't make it right. Because some of those people, a good share of those people, didn't get to make choices, see. I'm not doing this for the people that made choices. I'm doing this for the people that didn't have one, like Tierra Marie, like Rihanna. Girls, they had choices. They had people that were willing to drop them off. I hated what they did to your daughter too. I ain't like that shit either.
You know, all I can tell you, Jag, is this. When I was asked to go on Love and Hip Hop, my husband said, absolutely not. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. You can go ahead. And I literally looked at my husband, and these were words. I said, I'm going to put on my asbestos suit, and I'm going to go into hell one last time to try to be there because Moniece was begging me to be on. But you know what this whole shit is about.
I know. And I know Mona Scott's a hateful bitch.
And I'm the one person, I'm going to say this out loud because I like you. I really don't care. And Mona Scott, she always comes to greet everybody or do whatever. I'm the one person that has been on her franchise that she has never laid eyes on. And
Yeah.
I wrote them a note at VH1 and I said, I just want you to understand. I said that my voice, your platform cannot house my voice. And it's not, truth is truth, but you work to make America feel like I didn't love my daughter. And that
Yeah, I know. And that
forever
was
for
such
me was
bullshit.
awful.
That was such fucking bullshit.
And I later found out, I'm just going to keep it real, that there was $100 bet on the table that in production that they could make America hate me. Facts. And there were 2 or 3 people at the table that said, no, I think America's going to realize that she's a wise head. But we see how that turned out. So I refused any future seasons. I'm like, hell no, because I said we need to go to therapy. They told me it was too dark. So I know, I know what it is. And if it hadn't been for, I don't even watch. So if it hadn't been for Moniece being on, I would have never done that. But the severance and the fuckery that happened after that is still a fallout for us, for sure.
Can I say something to you?
You may.
I salute you because the only reason you put yourself through that was because you love your daughter
Facts.
and you already knew it was going to be bad going in, but you love your daughter. And the simple fact that people keep missing that only goes to prove how well they did with their disinformation campaign against you and your family. I know you have a loving family, and I know you were a good mother. I know you're still a good mother and a great grandma. All I can say to you is I hope you're proud of Moniece. Somehow she managed to learn how to navigate very well. And I know that's because of the woman you raised her to be. And I don't know if anyone's ever said that to you out loud, but I wanted to say that to you now.
Well, I appreciate that more than you know. And I just I tell people all the time, just realize that you've been entertained by my pain because my children are my life.
Yeah,
And it is super hard. So for me, my life will never be the same.
yeah,
Um, and this panel knows it more than anybody else. We've had very in-depth conversations here. I found a very truthful, transparent home here with Banger and the Banger family, but that allowed me to open up. But I listened for 6 weeks before I spoke. So it's always fortuitous that I would even, be able to meet you here. But thank you for seeing that because that is the truth. And I don't need to prove that to anybody because I know what I've been.
but a man who will turn his twin daughters into prostitutes on their 16th birthday and auction them off as NFTs, what else can you expect?